Premier League Bournemouth vs Aston Villa prediction, team news, lineups preview. 7th meets 8th in a fascinating fight between two European hopefuls on Saturday evening, when Bournemouth host Aston Villa in the Premier League. The Cherries strengthened their continental credentials with a historic 2-1 victory at Arsenal last weekend, as did Unai Emery's side when they eked out a 1-0 success over Fulham. Match preview. 8 times Bournemouth had visited Arsenal before the 2024-25 season, and 8 times the Cherries fell to defeat against the North London Giants, but 9 proved to be the magic number for the South Coast side as they picked up their first ever away win versus the Gunners, becoming the latest in a long line of teams to capitalize on Arsenal's frailties after going a goal ahead. Andoni Iraola's men remained unfazed following Declan Rice's opening goal, as Dean Huijsen's header and Evanilson's unorthodox finish with his midriff completed a captivating Cherries comeback. While the second half of the campaign has been underwhelming as a whole for the hosts compared to the latter stages of 2024, Bournemouth appear to slowly be rediscovering their steel, going unbeaten in 5 straight games to potentially remain in control of their European destiny. Bournemouth's 8th-placed ranking may suffice for Conference League qualification if the outcomes of knockout competitions go their way, although failure to win on Saturday will officially eliminate them from top 7 contention given Villa are 7 points better off. The Cherries have been nothing if not consistent on their own patch in recent weeks, scoring exactly 1 goal in each of their last 6 matches at the Vitality Stadium, and that exact tally was enough for their visitors to remain in the Champions League picture last weekend. Following unsuccessful trips to both the Etihad and Wembley, where their dreams of FA Cup glory crashed and burned in such pitiful fashion, Villa Park provided the Lions faithful with much-needed home comforts when Fulham paid a visit last weekend. Emery's side made amends for their semi-final crushing at the hands of Crystal Palace by edging out the Cottagers in the lunchtime kickoff, as Yuri Tielemans, so often the provider, turned goalscorer with a smart header from John McGinn's corner. Still within touching distance of the Champions League places, the Villains have a 1-point gap to make up to Nottingham Forest while being just 3 adrift of Chelsea and Newcastle United, as the engrossing battle for a top 5 finish reaches a cracking conclusion. 7 victories from their last 9 Premier League contests is more than Emery's men achieved in their previous 21-6. And an 11-game scoring sequence in the top flight also stands the visitors in good stead. They have not drawn a blank in the division since February 1st. The tide has also turned in the head-to-head column between Bournemouth and Aston Villa. The Cherries won 4 Premier League games in a row between April 2016 and August 2022, but the Lions have since gone unbeaten in their most recent 4, only being pegged back by 96th-minute Evanilson leveler in October's 1-1 draw. Team news. The one slightly dampening aspect of Bournemouth's victory at the Emirates was the groin injury suffered by Dango Ouattara in the second half, and Iraola should provide the latest on his condition when he faces the media in his pre-game press conference. However, the Cherries have a fearsome replacement in the shape of Antoine Semenyo, who came off the bench at the Emirates to set up Huijsen's header with a fabulous long throw, one that compatriot Thomas Partey tried to replicate several times against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League to no avail. Semenyo and Ouattara's fellow winger Luis Sinisterra Thai is unlikely to play any part, though Iraola fears that he might miss the rest of the season, as Ryan Christie groin and Enes Ünal knee will. Speaking of attackers potentially sitting out the remainder of the campaign, that fate could befall on-loan Manchester United man Marcus Rashford, who recently picked up a thigh problem and jetted off to Dubai to complete part of his rehabilitation. Rashford will certainly sit out Saturday's trip to the Vitality Stadium, but Emery otherwise has a fully fit squad for the weekend, where leading marksman Ollie Watkins has a hot playmaking streak to maintain. The England international has scored just once in his previous Premier League starts against Bournemouth. But he has set up another 4, providing more assists versus the Cherries than any other club in the competition. Bournemouth possible starting lineup: Kepa, Araujo, Zabarnyi, Wijnaldum, Kerkez, Adams, Cook, Semenyo, Kluivert, Tavernier, Evanilson. Aston Villa possible starting lineup: Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Torres, Digny, Kamara, Tielemans, McGinn, Rodgers, Ramsey, Watkins. We say Bournemouth 2-2 Aston Villa. Saturday's evening kickoff should not be short of entertainment value, and we can envisage a high-scoring stalemate between two attack-minded teams desperately fighting for European football. Do not be surprised by any late drama either. Bournemouth have scored 8 goals in second-half stoppage time in the 2024-25 Premier League, more than any other team, while Villa have conceded an identical amount after the 90th minute. The second most in the league behind relegated Southampton. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.